What secret could ruin your life if it got out? 1. To pass my high school graduation writing exam. I just wrote the story to Gears of War because I didn't study or prepare beforehand. Lol, pretty solid story though. If you were able to convey the story on paper well enough without any errors, that's probably all they cared about mostly. 2. That my uncle raped and prostituted me out for drugs when I was 7. I've tried talking to my parents about my mental health before, and it's always ended badly, so I just don't try anymore. If they found this out, I am certain they wouldn't believe me, would gossip to everyone about what a liar I am, and I'd be even more of a black sheep in my family. And if they did happen to believe me, I'm sure they'd find a way to blame me. 3. Imagine how many people are typing their secrets just to completely erase on the last sentence and not post at all. When my sister was going through an alcoholic mental health crisis, she decided to tell her family and friends all of my secrets. I was trying to convince her to get help. She resented me for it and felt exposing me would take the heat off of her. Typical narcissistic behavior, deflecting attention away from themselves. If she's going down, she's going to take me with her a lifetime worth of sins and regrets that if I could go back in time I might change. Nothing I did was illegal, but some people consider immoral. It was very personal stuff that I never wanted to share. Well, everybody knows now. I was put in a difficult position. It opened conversations I never intended to have with our family. I offered to have an open dialogue and answer any questions. No one cared. It completely backfired on her. In fact, I received love and support while she's been completely ostracized by most of Outlet's family. They found her behavior to be self-righteous and deplorable. Being found out didn't ruin me. It freed me. 4. I'm mixed up in the fast food game. Sometimes I tell the homeless people around the corner what time we throw out the expired burgers, so they can grab them from the trash. It's explicitly banned in our code of ethics that we sign when we start. 5. I had a horrible compulsive lying problem when I was a teenager. My stories ran my whole life, in which I completely ruined it before it can start, and it made me worse in the head. Bottled up my feelings for many years, recently have been getting therapy and meds, and had chosen to ruin my life by admitting the truth to those I lied to. Some don't talk to me anymore, in which I understand. It felt good and also horrible to tell the truth. At least I don't do that anymore. If you have a similar issue, please talk to someone. Don't make it worse like I did. Edit. Yes, sometimes I get the urge to lie. I say the lie and then correct it by telling the truth, throwing my shame on the table. Anytime I meet someone, I tell them my problem and swear to them that I will tell the truth if they ask me if I'm lying. 6. Got busted with a lot of computers from my work, about $25,000 worth, and plead guilty to grand theft. F. They spelled my name wrong birthday, and I never gave them my DL or SSN. I don't remember it. I said over and over during my 90-day incarceration. That was 34 years ago, and I background check my name every few years with a racy heart, each time. Nope, not there. 7. A cousin of mine tried to rape me when I was young, and years later, I tried to drown him with a hose. I put the hose at maximum in his throat, but when I heard my parents coming, I stopped. After that, I said to him, "If you tell anyone about this, I'm going to really kill you." But we didn't saw each other after that because his family moved to another state. Edit. Thanks for the nice comments. Yes, I went to a lot of therapy sessions for that. My family knew he tried to rape me, but they took importance out of it because we were both kids. I was 8 years old and he was 6 years older than me. Despite that, my parents hate him and his family. 8. I used to masturbate in the school bathroom when I was in 8th grade. I had one of the most intense orgasms of my life in my university library toilet, after nearly losing it reading some mildly erotic story online. 9. When I was 11, I was told to take out the trash and I did, but for context, my family had a grill with a box of matches next to it and it was fall. But I burned some dead leaves for like 2 minutes, then I stomped on them to put out the fire, but all did was push it right next to our house, and then the house went up the flames, and my parents had very well paying jobs, so they were able to pay for the damages. But when the authorities came and firefighters put out the fire, they were wondering how it started, and the authorities suspected someone jumped to the fence and lit up the leaves to burn their house down. Our parents, scared for my life, moved somewhere else, and they lost the jobs and lost a lot of money moving to our new house. And for the next solid 7 years we lived like shit, and my parents still do not know that I'm the reason they have to look like that. This would really ruin your life. You win this thread. I can stop reading now. I disagree. His life was already ruined. If he told his parents they could have stayed, and it would have just been a shit accident, and 1 year of grounding instead of 7 years of misery. 10. One time in elementary school, there was this really big important test. I was out sick that day, as were a handful of other kids. Flu season. There were like 6 of us total who had to make up the test. We were put in a separate room and told to be quiet and focus on our tests. Our teacher would be checking on us very soon. A few minutes after she left, a voice calls out, "Does anyone know the answer to number 7? Next thing you know, we've got one kid looking out at the door while we all discuss and tell each other the answers. I think the teacher checked on us once after a while, but we were already mostly done and it lol. We all got A's and high B's. I know this isn't a life-ruining secret, but I've been holding that in for almost 20 years lol. 11. I draw furry porn and make great money off of it. I have a normal job, but I use the art money for things I want like expensive clothes or Bath & Body Works candles. Edit. I just woke up and too many of you all responded and I don't have time for this. Anyways, this isn't a job you drop everything phone or can you live off. It's a side hustle and gets me the little things I want on the side. It's mostly Discord commissions and I'm not telling you the type of art it is too embarrassed. 3. Why lie buy such art? If family and boss knew. Lol. 12. Not ruining it, but my parents would be disappointed in me. I turned down a very lucrative job 3 years ago because it was in a city I didn't have the best memories of. I would have earned like 2-3 times I earn right now. My parents always encouraged me to strive for better paying jobs so I could be comfortable. 13. Me and my wife make porn and watch them together. Then make more porn. Wife and I actually used to post hours to Reddit during our crazier years. Not sure what I was thinking there, but I'm perfectly okay with the fact that a substantial portion of Reddit has seen my junk. 14. On my throwaway for obvious reasons. I grew up in a religious community and was molested by some church leaders. I am also certain I was molested by either my father or my uncle, but I think I blocked it out. I have scars on my body from cigarette burns from one of them, so I'm 99% sure I know which one. I was raped when I was 16 by a classmate, and it really messed me up for a while, and it still comes back to haunt me here and there because I've never gotten therapy for it. I gained a substantial amount of weight on purpose to get everyone to stop touching me. I lost most of the weight in my 20s. I haven't been in a relationship in 7 years because my last boyfriend died. I've grieved him, but I still haven't found love since. I want to, but I'm also scared of getting with someone awful. I have had therapy for this loss, but my therapist stopped seeing me due to an insurance mishap. Even after I got it sorted, he does not want to see me anymore. It's fine. I want so badly to get married, have kids, and finish school, but I don't believe that anyone will love me with my scars and loose skin. That's killing me inside, because I've come a long way, but I am horrifically lonely with this. I decided that if I cannot make this happen by the time I'm 35, I'm done with trying for love. I'll be 30 this year. I can't tell anyone this because of the lectures, and because I'd be considered all sorts of unstable. I want to have normalcy in my life. Also, I can't have my mother know this because I know she truly could not handle knowing that. She doesn't deserve to carry the burden of knowing how truly unhappy I am from time to time, and how some parts of my life have been horrific. She did the best she could, and she deserves to know she isn't a failure as a mother. She only knows about my boyfriend dying, and it was hard to see her worry about me. I tried to keep it together for her, but she doesn't know how much I really suffer. Seeing her break like that would ruin me. I don't need anything else to devastate me in this life. I also rarely talk about everything that has happened because someone I confided in tried to blackmail me with it. It was awful. I have done a damn good job handling everything. All things considered, I am not a criminal. I'm a nursing student. I have a job, and I think a lot of people surrounding me would be floored if they knew what kind of pain I have inside me because of how good I am to people and how I'm usually the one helping with positivity, etc. Hopefully someday, I can tell someone close to me again and have my wishes with it respected. Until then, it's only here in my lonely anonymity. 15. I nearly shit my pants in a Walmart but didn't quite make it. It landed in front of the toilet as I squatted midair. I ended up getting some on my pants and shoes. An employee walked in mid-shit and commented that the smell was the worst they ever smelled and swore when he saw the shit droplets on the ground. I cleaned up as best as I could, but instead of leaving immediately, I kept on shopping. I almost shit my pants in my car once. I pulled over on the highway so I could run into the woods, but a cop pulled up behind me so I couldn't run out. He came up and asked me what the problem was, so I yelled at him, "I have vibes and I'm about to shit my pants." He told me to follow him, ran back to his car, turned on his siren and gave me a high-speed police escort to the nearest gas station. I'm sure he had a laugh with his buddies later, but that cop helped me that day. 16. I am a truck driver. One time I had to shit super bad. Drank so much the night before. Pulled into a Walmart parking lot. Shit my pants in the truck. Waddled my way into Walmart with liquid shit running down my legs. Went to men's apparel. Grabbed a pair of pants. Took said pants into the restroom. Clean up my legs and ass. Left my shit-stained underwear and pants in the stall. Then walked out of the Walmart with stolen pants. Probably the worst thing I have ever done. 17. I pissed in the owner of the company's office in the corner like 3 times. The company folded and got sold, but was the worst cybersecurity company to ever work for. The CEO was just an angry fat rich kid. Fuck him. 18. I put a little more than double the amount of salt called for in recipes when I cook for people or bring potluck. I never have to bring home leftovers. The dishes are scraped clean. My super secret food hack is salt. It won't ruin my life, but I might get the stink eye from family with blood pressure problems and my super health conscious friends. 19. I'm only working half of the time at work. I have managed to create a facade that makes it look as if I would work full-time on the project I was assigned to, but it actually takes only half of the time. Sometimes it gets a bit stressful, but most of the time I manage to organize everything in a way that allows me to do anything but my work at the office. On home office days, I mostly play video games. If I get asked how it's going, I lie and deceit to make it look like I am fully tied to my work and the schedules and deadlines, etc. I got really good at this. I guess I could lie about nearly anything now and most people would believe it. If my coworkers or my boss would find out that I get paid for a full-time job while only working roughly 20 hours a week, I'd get fired immediately. Additionally, I live in a small town, and that would probably ruin my reputation at any potential new job. I've been doing this for 2 years now. Edit. Alright. After getting some resonance, I realize I might be a bad person in my boss's eyes, but so are many of you. But hey, hate the game, not the player, right? Edit number 2. Just want to make clear that I don't feel bad for my behavior at all. I don't get paid enough to look for more work only to fill my 40 hours a week. I'm a software engineer and I do the same. They simply don't expect us to work like robots. You have your tasks and time for it. Do it good and don't be late with them and you'll be fine. But recently, I saw a post on Reddit about a guy who knew how to code, and he automatized his entire work. He created programs so good that he had to make few mistakes on purpose. Basically, he would be stressed and they wouldn't bother him. But the dude worked for an hour a week. He said if he told them that he made that, he would get a pat on the back with "good job" and shit ton of work with that. So he found the alternative. It just proves most of your job, like most jobs out there, are bullshit jobs. Anyway, so props to you for making coin and reclaiming your time. Much more wage theft happens compared to what people like you are doing by a massive margin. 20. Not sure I have a life-ruining secret, but here's something that would embarrass me for life if anyone found out. In 8th grade, we were taking tests, star maybe, and, as someone who's both shy and has selective mutism, I've never been able to raise my hand or anything. Anyway, I had to pee. Badly. There was maybe 20 minutes left before the bell would ring, and I figured I could make it. I couldn't. It just started and I could not stop, and I sat there, sitting in my own pee, which was also running down my legs. I just sat there until the bell rang, and people left. This one girl I didn't know stood in the door trying to get me to leave, and I think she knew what I did and was trying to make fun of me. Anyway, once everyone was out, my teacher asked what was wrong and I started to cry and told her I had an accident, and she just said to wait there, and she got 2 other teachers and they literally guarded me in the hallway going to the office so no one would see my wet jeans. They gave me a change of pants and then I went home. Shout out to those teachers, honestly. 'Cause I'm sure there are teachers out there that would just send you to the office and not guard you to save you from immense embarrassment and bullying. 21. There was a guy on a hookup app close by looking for anonymous guys to come to his room while he was blindfolded and have sex with him. I get there and it's one of my son's best friends who is a few years older and spends a ton of time at my house. I went on and somehow fell inside of him like usually happens when guys post themselves as cum dumps and horny dudes show up. He never knew. He was blindfolded. I was number 4, by the tick marks on his ass, and he was 110% preloaded. He was over at the house eating pizza with my entire family a few days later, and then we all went to a baseball game. Same normal Logan as he'd been since he'd been coming over when he was 12 years old. TLDR, my son's friend advertised as a cum dump, and I dumped my cum in him without him ever knowing.